Now, before we get into the interview with Al Lund from Allied Charities of Minnesota that represents many of the gaming charities in the state of Minnesota, I want to show you what our key leaders in the legislature of Minnesota view as fair taxation with charities in their own districts. And we're going to, this is a bipartisan issue, as you can see. Majority Leader Gazelka now, we're going to look at Minority Leader Bach, we're going to look at Speaker Doubt, as well as Minority Leader Horton in our Minnesota legislature. And we'll start out with Senator Gazelka with his Confidence Learning Center at East Gull Lake, Minnesota. And we'll see that their gross receipts in 2016, which is right here. Here's 15 and here's 16. They happen to drop a little bit, but gross receipts in gaming, they did $8,513,000. They gave prizes away of $6,879,000. They had net receipts that Al and I are going to be talking about in this upcoming half-hour interview of $1,633,000. Allowable expenses were $830,000, or about 51%, which is what is the norm. The charity itself got $281,907, and they record that as 17.25%. But Al and I are going to be talking about this in a realistic accounting basis in a little bit. And then we're going to show tax and fees are only about 1% of the total here. The taxes and fees are $530,000, and the State Gambling Control Board and the accounting principles, whatever they work under, are viewed as 32.5%. And their total distributions in fiscal 16 were $812,000. Their actual net profit, operating profit, was $803,000. But I want to show you how our key leaders of the Minnesota legislators, and the rest of them are all about the same, especially when you get up in a high bracket gaming, that the taxation is not on net profits. It's on net receipts, which by an accounting standard that I'm going to be talking with Al Lund about would be adjusted gross, in my view anyway. And so even though they say they have a progressive tax rate that goes, the maximum rate that starts out at 9%, then 18%, then 27%, then 36%. But they're saying they only pay a 32% maximum tax rate, when in reality, how can you have $803,000 in profit in Gazelka's district and pay $530,000 and call it about 33%? And then, not to be picking on Majority Leader Gazelka, we'll look at Senator Bach, who was formerly Majority Leader here in Minnesota. He had his district there, the Irving Community Center, which my understanding kind of dibs up the funds for a lot of the charities in that Duluth area. They had profits of $1,085,000, and the state of Minnesota got $733,000 of that money, and the charity itself only got $333,000. The state got $773,000. Excuse me here. Come on. Got $773,000. The charity got $333,000. They call the tax rate 35.49%. How does that work, folks? And then, to be fair to all sides here, we get to Zimmerman's district here. They did almost $7 million. The Zimmerman Fire Department Relief did almost $6 million worth of business. They had profits of $581,000, and the state got $340,000, and the charity, the Fire Relief Association, got $240,000. And as we're running out of time here, so we can keep this whole thing under an hour, we go to the Matt Bandits Wrestling Group in Coon Rapids, where Horton's group is. They had net profits of $657,000 in fiscal 16. The state got $373,000 of it, and the charity only got $240,000. And then Al's going to be giving some things, because I've been pushing him since June on this stuff. In fiscal 2016, folks, they view the tax rate for all the charities in Minnesota to average 24.35% on profits of $125 million in profits. The state of Minnesota got $60,610,000. The charities themselves got $51,647,000, and they have a category here called Other that they got $10 million, and the politicians and the Gambling Control Board says that's for charitable use, when in reality, Al and I are going to be talking about that's really expenses for real estate tax and building upkeep. But I want you to go to the Gambling Control Board and look up these reports, and make sure your club plays this video on YouTube, on Inform TV channel. We'll pass it around to you. Make sure it's seen. Alan Repke reporting.